Been
Hey,
doing fine.
infamous, show us that you black again.
It's a show us that you're black again. Show us that you're black again.
Bro, I don't need it.
Stuff? Do they be looking
Bro, I'm not in a
at
zoo, man.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Show us that you're black
Don't treat
again.
me like I'm some kind of zoo animal, man. I'm not gonna dance. I'm not gonna dance.
I be trying to laugh with the
He
bros.
said, infamous, show us that you're black again.
He doesn't care. How many more people are gonna freaking die? How many more people are gonna go homeless? And how many more people are gonna be trafficked in our freaking system? And these politicians are just walking off, thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump. They want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired. My people are suffering. I'm scared for my little brother.
Are we the only community that does fraud?
How come they said this building was closed?
Do you guys know where advanced mobility is?
Advanced mobility?
Yeah, we're looking for it. Never heard of it?
They know we're shining a light on the fraud, and they have no defense.
Would you like to see anybody in the government here held accountable?
Most definitely, because there can definitely be an allocation of funds.
The Minnesota fraud scandal continues to get worse and worse as billions of dollars.
Ladies and gentlemen, how is millions of dollars going unaccounted for? That's what I'm trying to understand. You can barely walk the street as a minority, but yet millions of dollars is going unaccounted for? That's some crazy work.
Of fraud has been exposed, and as I showed the world the blatant fraud taking place at daycares and other locations across Minnesota.
God damn, these Somalis are scamming. Under the same building, we got 14 to 15 different scams underneath the same building. And these Somalis, let's keep it a bean, ladies and gentlemen, they can't even get the name of the building right. Talking about Quality Learning Center, they don't got the N in learning. So obviously it's a pyramid scheme, and the higher ups are telling them what to do. Crazy work, millions among billions of dollars. And what's crazy work as well, ladies and gentlemen, is that the taxpayer, they're the ones that are suffering at the end of the day.
It became the most viewed video expose on the internet and created instant change within the government as the Fed sent thousands of federal agents to Minnesota, and the HHS froze over $185 million in all payments to.
Damn. They froze their accounts, man. They trying to leave the country with all the millions in their account. No, it's frozen.
Childcare. And while politicians like Tim Walz call people like me white supremacists, and
Tim Walz called Nick Shirley a white supremacist? That's some crazy ass work. My guy, Tim Walz, you're a scammer. You was the governor of Minnesota and you failed your people, and you want to call a YouTuber a white supremacist? That's some crazy ass work, because he called you out and made you look some type of way. You got exposed, Tim Walz. Stop the cap.
far-right delusional conspiracy theorist for exposing the fraud. Meanwhile, he actually dropped out of running for re-election. The Minnesota fraud.
This man dropped out of re-election. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. How you gonna drop out? Trying to run away from the smoke, Tim Walz. We're gonna hold you to the fire, man. Let me know in the comments, is Tim Walz, is he going to go to prison, or is he going to get away? Because the higher ups, we know who runs the world, the dollar bill.
Scandal has erupted the nation as protests and riots took place, all starting because daycares like Quality Learning Center were exposed. However, the daycares is only a small portion.
How you don't get the name of the building right? That's some crazy words. Quality Learning Center. Where's the N? So you're so fast to scam. You're so quick to scam. You can't even get the name on the building correct. That's some crazy words.
Portion of the fraud taking place in Minnesota. In this video, I will take you into what has continued to allow this fraud to happen and connect all of the dots for you, exposing all of the fraud from strange connections.
Wow. These Somalis are going down, but they want to say they're being attacked by religion because they're Muslim. That's why they're getting attacked. No, you're getting attacked because you're scamming. Stop trying to move the goalposts. Crazy work.
How much I'ma spend profiling?
Of the business owners and the politicians who have openly admitted to the fraud on live TV. And to dive deep into the fraud, I met back up with the local David, who has been investigating this widespread fraud scandal for years.
Because, you know, when I drive around the cities here, I see these Somalis driving, and mostly it's like a Plymouth Caravan or whatever, And there's never, ever, ever been a passenger. And in 7 years, I've never seen a passenger in any of these vehicles. I've followed some of them. They're going to Costco, they're going to Sam's Club, they're going to Walmart. The driver gets out, goes in there, loads up a shopping cart, comes in, puts it in the van, and off they go back to where they live.
And now we're going to go out and see what's happening with these trains.
So these Somalis are taking these appointed cars that's supposed to be used for work, using them for personal use, going to their grocery stores, doing errands, going back to their homes, but it's supposed to be meant for work.
Transportation companies.
And here's the other thing. Tim Walz and the Department of Human Service, you threw the people of Minnesota under the bus. Shame on you, and I'm coming for you.
You heard it here first, David. All right, let's go. So where's the first location we're going to?
The first location is a company called Safari Transportation, Cedar Avenue South in Minneapolis.
And so what makes Safari Transportation Company an interesting transportation company?
Well,
allegedly fraudulent.
Well, the thing about Safari is that they've been registered since 2015 with the state of Minnesota.
Since 2015, ladies and gentlemen, they've been scamming since 2015. Safari Transportation Services. But what's crazy work, ladies and gentlemen, is that these Somalis don't even know what a transportation service is because it's a money laundering company. These higher-ups are putting on paper, putting on the documents one thing, but in reality, when they pull up to these locations, it's the opposite. So these are ghost locations just to say they are a legit company, but in reality, it is not that. So it is a pyramid scheme, ladies and gentlemen. The higher-ups, Tim Walz, etc., set this up. And the Somalis are taking the heat for it, but it's bigger than what it is, ladies and gentlemen. We're just getting to the iceberg of it.
As operating vehicles, and again, the national average for a non-emergency medical transportation company is 20 vehicles. So if they've got 20 vehicles and they're at 607 Cedar Avenue, I have no idea where there's parking them because there is no parking anywhere near this office.
We've arrived to
So this business, David to the right just said that they're supposed to have 20 plus vehicles, but there's no parking for these vehicles. So where's the cars? Where is the vehicle that's supposed to be used for work? The Somali is supposed to use these vehicles for work, but there's no parking for these vehicles. So where's the vehicles at?
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Transportation company. We're outside, and right there we have a Loving Arms adult daycare. All the windows are completely boarded out right there, and there's supposed to be a transportation company registered right here. It's 617, but it's a liquor store. Right, so the location here is 607 and also 617. These are two transportation companies. We're on a main road right now, and this is 607, and it is not a transportation company. It's actually a money transfer, but it's registered here, 607. This does not look like Safari Transportation. Where is the transportation company?
I don't see any signs denoting that there's any transportation. It's all just looks like money wiring. But if you look at the Secretary of State's office,
Yo, these Somalis ain't doing no damn transportation. They transportation of funds into their bank account. That's what they doing. They don't know nothing about no Safari Transportation Service. More like Safari Scam Service.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
State of Minnesota, Safari Transportation, 607 Cedar Avenue.
Safari Transportation, Safari Scam Transportation to their bank account wire transfer.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
And it's been registered here since 2015. That was the original filing.
So let's see if we have the manager. Let's see if we can find FOD. Hello. How are you? We're looking for the transportation company.
Safari Transportation?
Looking for Safari Transportation?
No, there's no Safari Transportation here.
No Safari Transportation?
Safari Transportation, 607 Cedar Avenue.
We're just looking for Safari Transportation.
We don't know.
So, but this is registered for Safari Transportation, 607.
That's the address.
Okay, we don't know.
We're asking where Safari Transportation is.
We don't know.
Okay, so the business is not here. Fuad
We don't know. I don't know. The only thing I know is this scam. That's what I know.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
And what's crazy work is that once again, this man Nick Shirley is pulling up to these different establishments talking about Safari, this and that, and they don't even know. So they can't even be a part of the scam. They're getting exposed. The higher ups did not inform them. This is the name of the scam. Anybody comes to ask you what's the name of this business, you repeat, you're going to reciprocate Safari Transportation Service. But they didn't give them the time of day thinking they was going to get exposed. Sure enough, they are getting exposed by Nick Shirley, not the news. Well, the news broadcast is supposed to do what Nick Shirley is doing. So this YouTuber, Nick Shirley, is exposing all this fraud with a camera and a man named David. Crazy work.
We don't know this. Do you see this? What is this?
Money transferring.
That's it.
Okay,
Well, this
registered.
is from the state.
This is fraud taking place. This is supposed to say, this is for Safari Transportation.
Go find out.
Yeah, we did find out. This is fraud right here.
Registered here
This is
since
registered.
2015.
2015?
Safari Transportation, state of Minnesota.
2015. Oh yeah.
Well, but it's registered now. This is current, just off the state of Minnesota website today.
Please.
This is from today. I just printed this off today. Fuad Omar.
Go check it out.
We're here. This is 607. Where's Safari Transportation?
Okay, it's not Safari, period.
Okay, so it's a fraudulent business.
Did you see Safari anything here?
Exactly.
Did you see?
Exactly. It's not
Did you see
here.
it?
It's a fraud.
Did you see, sir?
Okay, thank you. We're going to go to the next
Okay.
address. All right, let's keep moving on. So 607, this is supposed to be Safari Transportation, no transportation company. And now we're going to 617, another transportation company. However, it is actually Cedar Riverside Liquor. Where is the transportation company?
Yo, this on paper it's supposed to be a transportation company, but they got a liquor store.
617.
617 right here.
Transportation for the state of Minnesota is registered to 617 Cedar Avenue South.
And it's a liquor store. David, they aren't even trying to hide that these are transportation companies. Where are the vans at?
Should we ask?
Let's go ask.
Hey, we're looking for Dreamline Transportation.
What's that, sir?
Now we're in 617, Dreamline Transportation.
No.
Where is the transportation company?
No, we don't have this.
You ever heard of Safari Transportation?
Safari, I know Safari, that money wiring, 607.
The money wiring?
Yeah.
Okay, that's money wiring.
Yeah.
We're looking for Safari
Maybe there.
Transportation.
607.
They said they never heard of it.
I never did. Safari company, the money wiring, they send money there, that's the 607.
So Safari gets the money and then they wire it out.
Yeah, the money.
That man.
So far, that man has been the most peaceful Somali thus far throughout this documentary. But he did snitch out his people, man. They've been very aggressive. But this man said, yo, man, I got nothing to do with that smoke, man. I'm not trying to be deported.
And just said that Safari is actually a money wiring company, so therefore they're receiving money and then wiring it somewhere underneath the name of a transportation
So
company.
he said to go here.
Suite A right here. And then you have 617A right here, but this is reliable services, immigration, travel, and tax. I do not see a transportation company anywhere.
Good morning. Hey, we're hoping to find Dreamline Transportation. You ever heard of it?
I've never heard of it. Ask next door.
He said to ask you, so you would know.
Ask next door. This is a mailbox. It's not a call.
So under the national treasure, the state treasure, he's pulling up to this location. On paper, it says it's supposed to be a transportation service. Pulls up to a mailbox. So they scamming underneath the name of a mailbox, ladies and gentlemen. They're scamming so much they don't have enough people or business. They're putting a scam underneath a mailbox. But on paper, underneath the state treasure, is actual a transportation service. That's some crazy work.
So Dreamline Transportation could be nothing more than a mailbox. 834.
So it could be one of these mailboxes. Well,
Okay, see you later.
607, Safari Transportation, doesn't exist. It's actually a money wiring business. 617, Dreamline, inside of there, it's actually a liquor store. And then 617A is a place where there's a bunch of mailboxes and it says reliable ITT services. How are you doing, man?
I just want to ask you,
Yes, sir.
why are you sensationalizing the propaganda?
What are we
To
sensationalizing?
To attack our community. What's your final objective?
We're
Are
not
you-
attacking your
are you-
community by any means.
Are you making
We're
good money
looking
from this?
We're looking for fraud.
No, I'm
for
not.
instance, can you answer our question? Where's Safari Transportation Company 607?
One second.
It's not there. And why don't you answer?
How much money are
Why don't you
you?
answer the
how much
question?
money
Where's
are you
617
making?
Dreamline Security?
How much money are you making?
I make money
of
off of
this?
YouTube. That's how I make my money.
Exactly. So you're making money off of sensationalizing.
That my job
and attacking
is.
the Somali community.
I'm not attacking you guys.
First of all, why is the Somali talking about the next man pockets? Right now, Somalis are taking a huge blow right now. And for you to kill the allegations, all you have to do is show the paperwork that you are legit. Because man lie, woman lie, the numbers don't lie. But you want to go back door talking about you got robbed, you can't show the documentation, somebody stole your checkbooks, but you want to talk about the next man pockets? Sounds like moving a goalpost to me. It sounds like you're trying to create the narrative that you're being attacked because of your religion, not because of you're a scammer. The excuse is crazy.
Unfortunately, we saw that there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone. There were also checkbooks that were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from our book. This is devastating news, and we don't know why this is targeting our Somali community, as one video made by a specific individual made this all happen.
Your checkbooks ironically so happen to be stolen, right?
I'll tell you the reason why
fraud,
this is
sir.
happening. All right, let me tell you the reason why
fraud
you're
is fraud,
attacking
correct?
Yes.
This has nothing to do with race. This is fraud.
This
is fraud.
absolutely has to do with us being Muslim.
No, it does not.
All right, and us being from Africa. This is a constitutional argument. If you don't want us here, change the freedom of religion. Say, listen, you don't want Muslims in the...
It has nothing to do with religion. It has everything to do with scamming the taxpayers are suffering because Somalis are scamming millions among billions of dollars. So who's really the victim? The Somalis getting exposed, or the U.S. citizen taxpayer that is getting exposed because you think this taxpayer money is going to go to the streets, to the educational system, something that's worth fixing, but it's going to the Somalis' pockets. But we understand it's a pyramid scheme because the government officials, they're telling the Somalis what to do. They can't even get the name on the building correct, ladies and gentlemen. They're talking about quality learning center. They don't even have an N in learning.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
this country anymore.
We're not saying that.
No.
We're not saying that.
When I go
Sir,
onto
we're
your
talking
comments,
about fraud. You're talking.
When I go onto your comments,
my comments.
What I see is people that say we do not want Muslims here. Kick every single Muslim in Minnesota out of Minnesota.
That's a comment.
You are You're preparing for the Somali community to maybe be taken to concentration camps, just like the Japanese community. All right, you're sensationalizing.
No, we're not.
All right,
Sir,
something that
answer
can
the question. Where is the transportation
something
vehicle
that can
company?
jeopardize
Answer the question.
The safety and the protection of the Somali community.
We're talking about fraud, sir.
Yo, Stunner says Nick should say, "I'm the captain now." For real though, I'm the captain now. No, you listen to me, mother sucker. You this scammer. You want to talk about religion?
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
We're talking about fraud.
I'm not doing anything. I'm not physically touching.
You're getting very close.
I'm not physically touching. No, I'm not physically touching.
This is fraud. We're talking about fraud.
What you're doing.
You're defending fraud.
When I go into your comments,
you're defending fraud.
People who hate Muslims want us out of here.
People can say
for
what they
being
want.
Muslim,
I'm not censoring anybody.
Are using your material. Islamophobes use your material. People who hate.
So this energy towards being attacked for being Muslim should be towards trying to show the masses that you're not a scammer. All you have to do to kill the allegations is to show the proper documentation. Once again, woman lie, man lie, numbers don't lie. And all the allegations and people trying to degrade the Somalis can be put to rest if you show the paperwork. But once again, you put your homeboy in front of the news talking about his checkbooks, the paperwork got stolen. It got stolen, ironically. They could have stolen anything else, but the checkbooks got stolen. Stop the cap.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Use your material. Say to us, we don't want you here. Okay. Change the Constitution. But guess what? Let me tell you something. Guess what?
Say it. We're asking about fraud.
We're
asking about fraud.
You hate Muslims.
I'm not saying I hate Muslims. We're talking about fraud. We're talking about fraud.
This is fraud. Are we the only community that suffers because of fraud?
We're talking about fraud.
Are we the only community that does fraud? Are we the only community that does this?
This is about fraud.
All right, but there's what, 300 Somali providers in all of Minnesota?
There's actually 800.
Don't keep talking. Don't go close.
So,
you speak English?
Don't go close.
Your security doesn't even speak English. Listen, let me tell you something.
See, this isn't a race issue, sir. This is about fraud.
We have, what, 1,000 providers?
Yeah, you guys have a...
Even it's 2,000 providers. Okay, you want to sacrifice the safety of 80,000 people
we're not
because of fucking 2,000 providers?
Okay.
Are you fucking mad? Are you stupid?
I'm not stupid. You're stupid. Where's the transportation company?
Listen, happens in Minnesota. It will be because of you. It will be because of you. If any Somali gets hurt in Minnesota, it's because of Nick Shirley. If any Somali,
this is about fraud.
One single Somali gets hurt.
This is about fraud,
it's because
sir.
Of you. Sensation.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a classic case of manipulation and moving the goalposts. This has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with being Muslim. Allah did not tell you to scam. Allah did not tell you to put the wrong spelling on the building, talking about quality learning center with no N in learning. That's some crazy words. You pulled over in the middle of the road talking about Muslims, looking in the YouTube comments. How about you focus and find the paperwork to show that you are a legitimate company and not a scammer? How are you going to have a child daycare service but not a single child in the building?
You son of a bitch. Sensationalizes.
Wow, you're very nice. Very nice. Sir, can you tell me where the transportation company is?
Out of our neighborhood. We don't want you here. Get the f out of here.
Calm down, sir. Calm down, sir.
Get the f out of here.
Sir, this is about fraud.
You want it clicks?
You're sensationalizing yourself, sir.
You want it clicks?
You're sensationalizing yourself.
You want it clicks? You want it to YouTube?
Tell me where the transportation vehicle is.
Clicks? You got YouTube clicks. Now get the f out of our community.
Tell me where the transportation
Get the f out of our community.
Tell me where the... This is about fraud. This is...
Say I don't want
This
Muslims
is about
here.
fraud.
Say I don't want Muslims here. Say it. Say
I
want to change the Constitution.
No, I don't want to change the
freedom of
Constitution.
religion, and I don't want Muslim Somalis in Minnesota. Kick them out. I was born in this country. You have to take the passport away from me.
Relax.
That is what you are arguing for.
We're not talking...
Change the
This
Constitution.
is about fraud. I appreciate it.
Get the fuck out of our community.
This is about fraud.
Gaslighting, ladies and gentlemen. Classic case of gaslighting. The man is talking about religion when they're being accused of scam.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Fraud.
Get the fuck out of our community. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Stupid fucking idiot.
Tell me where the transportation company is then.
Get the fuck out of here.
Obviously, for this video, we had to get security because look at this now. All right, we're going. We're going. But there is no transportation company in there. Fraud. There were no transportation companies.
No, none.
This isn't about race. This isn't against religion. This is about fraud. We're fighting fraud here. We're not fighting a race.
Well, and this is what happens when you put a spotlight on fraud. The people who are benefiting become extremely violent, and the Somalis are the most violent people I have ever met in my whole life.
Because he couldn't answer the question.
Damn Somalis, y'all taking a bad look, right? You started the new year terrible. Somalis, what do you have to say? Yo, just show the paperwork that you are a legitimate company, that you are actually who you say you are. But Nick Shirley's exposing y'all, so you better leave quick. They talking about they freezing the bank account, so can y'all even afford a plane ticket to go back home?
Where was the transportation company?
He wouldn't answer the question. All he did was make it about race and then issue threats.
Neither business was there or operating, and giving a very conservative estimate based off of David's numbers and other numbers online, it's fair to say each business is operating with an average of 20 vehicles and with a much lower and generous rate of $25 per trip. And with 10 alleged trips a day, each business is pulling an estimate of $1.3 million in gross revenue.
Damn, they getting $1.3 million a day from this transportation service, ladies and gentlemen.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
They're getting $1.3 million a day from this scam. It's not a single client in the car.
And with those two locations alone, there's over $2.6 million in estimated fraud.
All right, we're going to the next location.
What's interesting, Nick, is that one of the places we just visited, the 617 Cedar Avenue South, that's for Dreamline Transportation. That's the address listed with the state of Minnesota. But the place that we're going right now is going to have vans that say Dreamline Transportation on them, but they haven't moved in months and months. You'll see they're covered with snow. There will be no tire tracks. And so why are they using this address? And all that was in there was a liquor store. And he told us to talk to the guy next door, and those were all just mailboxes. And then the guy next door said, go talk to him. I said, we just talked to him. Obviously, the cover up, and you see how they all stick together, and it's all this intimidation. And thank God we had the security we did there, because that would have been bad.
Now we're outside of this transportation vehicle company right here.
Yeah, and so you can see these are the vans that say Dreamline. You can see the sticker on the window and the numbers on the rear. None of these vehicles have moved in 8 months. I've been taking date stamp photos. All these vehicles are in the exact same spot they were 8 months ago. And look, there's no tire tracks, so they haven't moved.
And this van as well, this is Dreamline. Dreamline was the location where we got chased out from the Somalis on 617 Cedar. And this is a vehicle from Dreamline that actually didn't even exist. It was a liquor store. And now it's here, and the vans haven't moved at all. Literally, no vans and no tire tracks anywhere. If these vans are being used to transport people, whether it be healthcare, childcare, there would be snow tracks. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 vehicles here. No snow tracks anywhere. These vehicles are not being used, and these transportation companies are making lots of money. Meanwhile, there's actually nothing to show for. Here's all of the vehicles right here. And the vehicles that are coming in and out, like this Toyota, it does not have anything to do with transportation company because there's no stickers on it and there's snow tracks. But the vehicles that are supposed to be used for transportation are literally locked in. Snow is building icicles. No one's even came out to remove the snow off the window. These transportation vehicles are not moving. And then right here, David has more paperwork for Silver Mountain. And there's 3 different companies in the same address.
Yeah.
So when we talk about how all these companies are intertwined, this is a perfect example of that.
And this is why these transportation companies are so essential to the fraud in Minnesota, because they allow the fraud to be supported, as the majority of the fraud is from welfare programs like daycares, autism centers, and adult.
Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, how are these scammers sleeping at night? They taking money away from autism. That's some crazy word. Autism, soulless. Well, you got protesters trying to end their life, put their life on the line. Meanwhile, these Somalis don't have no soul. They taking bread away from the
and healthcare.
They taking bread away from the autism, ladies and gentlemen. And as you see, the scam, it is a pyramid scheme. The variety is crazy, from child daycare, from autism to healthcare. Lord, man, it's getting exposed with Tim Walz, but I believe there's more to it.
Their services, they need to leave a paper trail to make it look like something is happening. Therefore, they use these transportation companies to create that paper trail by saying they're moving people from an adult daycare to a healthcare provider, for example, but
to bill as much as they could to make more money regardless of whether they perform the work. What? That's some crazy work.
They actually never provide the service at the healthcare provider, but that paper trail allows them to continue to bill the state for the money, and everyone gets paid. That's why this fraud is so deep and hard to dismantle, because quite literally everyone is involved.
And it's all because the state of Minnesota never checks.
All right, so this is actually the location for Silver Mountain Inc., LLC, and Co. Let's see if any... Yes, we're wondering where Silver Mountain.
Silver Mountain?
Silver Mountain.
It says 2722 Park Avenue.
Where is
Silver Mountain here?
Silver Mountain. You don't have a permission to do that.
Okay, so Silver Mountain does not exist.
You were
no, the name's
doing...
the name's not Silver Mountain. It's just Silver Mountain.
Don't ask me that. When you
all right, sir. Well, so Silver Mountain does not exist.
You're making a business.
Park
You
Avenue.
have millions of people watching you. You're making business to
okay, sir.
people.
You have millions of people watching right
Yes.
now. Where is Silver Mountain?
I don't know where
Healthcare?
Silver Mountain is.
Okay, well that's what we're looking for. All right, we're moving on. So
You don't know where Silver Mountain is, but under the state treasure, that's what is on the documentation. That's what's on the paperwork. Silver Mountain. So obviously the higher ups did not inform these Somalis what the name of the business that's supposed to be in reality. The only thing that they're worried about is a scam, the wire transfer that's going to be sent to their account. That's the only thing they know is scamming and wire transfer.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Silver Mountain does not exist. David, we're just simply asking for where is Silver Mountain Home
I can't
Healthcare?
find any of these companies. I mean, this is shocking. 3 companies are supposed to be in that building, and he's never heard of them. He doesn't know anything about them.
And look, so they don't exist there. Right there, Somali Senior Center and Adult Day Services, a daycare right there. All these welfare companies are in the same location, but their businesses, that business didn't even exist.
It's all fraud, all of it.
So right there is a transportation company, no passenger, just a driver. How come you think
Damn, my guy driving in the work car for his personal use.
when it comes time to take accountability for what's happening, or just to answer simple questions about the fraud, they can't answer?
Well, I think their reaction tells you all you need to know. That the reaction is so violent that if there was no fraud going on, they would say, what are you talking about? They would have a civil conversation.
Yes, hit dogs holler. If somebody's accusing you of something, why do you have to get so loud? If it's not true, once again, women lie, men lie, numbers don't. Show them the proper documentation that you are who you say you are, that you are a legitimate company, but they want to talk about getting attacked as a Muslim as if this is about a religion matter. No, this is about a scam. You're scamming millions among billions of dollars out of Minnesota, so much so that Tim Walz had to resign as governor. Your leader, your ringleader had to resign. But you want to talk about you getting attacked for being a Muslim. Stop the guy.
Stop it. Get some help.
But they can't because they know we're shining the light on the fraud and they have no defense. So in their mind, being loud and using profanity is their only defense.
Ladies and gentlemen, watch for the people that are the loudest, because usually that's the most insecure. Once again, if they had nothing to hide, if you are legit, you're getting accused, these Somalis, for being a scam. Show the paperwork, but they want to go in front of the news talking about the paperwork got stolen. The checkbooks got stolen.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Because I'm trying to give them the opportunity to say, where are the transportation companies? Where are the daycare? Where are the children? Where are the companies now? Yet they can't answer.
And to this point, Nick, the transportation companies we've been to, we haven't seen a single vehicle at any of them. In fact, some don't even exist. We can't even find them. We're going to the addresses that are listed on the Secretary of
State. The Secretary of State. So this is not just a random website on Google, Yahoo search. This is the official Secretary of State. So they're pulling up to these establishments and finding nothing but a mailbox. Going to these money laundering, money transfer places, but it's supposed to be underneath the Secretary of State. It's supposed to be a transportation service. That's what's displayed on the web, but in reality, it's the opposite. Crazy world.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Website as their business address.
This is a massive parking lot here. We're gonna go ask them where their vehicles are. They should not have any excuse as to why they don't have their vehicles here, other than if they are out driving right now. And what's the story behind this business?
Well, this business is new as of March of 2024. It's Muhammad Malim is the registered
Muhammad scammer.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Agent for 713 Minnehaha Avenue East.
Me and David headed into this building, however, the owner was not there.
We're here at the suite of
Of course he's not there. He's long gone.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Ammonia Transport LLC. There's actually not even a sign here. And anyone here? It looks like there's a guy over here. Let's see if we can talk to him really quick. Do you know about Epimonnia Transport here?
So there was a transportation company here in 305 for a long time, even before I joined the building a few years ago. He's never really here. I've seen the office a couple times. There's barely anything in there but a couch. And then I see him maybe twice a month at IF, so.
And there's no transport vehicles outside. Massive parking lot, but no transport.
I've never seen one. I've been here for 3 years and I'm always here. I'm a workaholic. I'm just nonstop here, so I know everybody in the building. And this specific space here is probably the most sketchy out of any other business here. Everyone else is here. They're friendly. He just pops in and out.
For instance, this guy Muhammad, he should have his business in 308. There should be transportation vehicles outside. There's nothing.
That's weird that you say 308 because he's always been in 305 for the last 3 years.
Wow, he's been at 305 for the past 3 years, but underneath the Secretary of State has it listed at 308, but he's working at 305. So they're just doing the opposite of what's underneath the Secretary of State. So these companies listed as ghost companies, so there's no trace. And Nick Shirley is doing what the news should have been doing. They've been scamming since 2015, maybe even before that. Crazy work.
Wow, so he's even lying on his public records with the government.
I would assume if he was to make and doing fraud, it makes sense to switch it up and throw people off track. It would be the first thing somebody would do, I would think.
So since the fraud has started to be exposed, Muhammad has left the scene, and that guy just said, he confirmed that there has never even been transportation vehicles outside. So Muhammad has completely left the scene. He's nowhere to be found, and this parking lot, massive parking lot, actually never even had any transport vehicles according to the guy who lived or had his office next to Muhammad. How quick do you think the fraud would dry out here? And
so where's the cars? You're running a transportation service, but it's not a single car. So I don't even think they're receiving these cars. Some are, but some are saying they're actually going to provide a service, but in reality, they're pulling up to a mailbox. That's some crazy work.
I gave it all for fantasy.
Minnesota, if they were to cut out the transportation side of the fraud.
I think it would have a massive effect, and that the signal that would send would let people know the party's over.
Because if me and you were to go to a doctor, we'd either have to find a family member, drive ourselves, or pay for an Uber. How come they even have this set up?
Yeah, I tried to arrange a ride with one of these Somali transportation companies. They said they were all full. So now we're at...
David tried, the man to the right. He said he tried to order a ride through the Somali transportation service, and they replied saying they're all full.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
That's some crazy work.
2833 13th Avenue South in Minneapolis. And there's supposed to be a non-emergency medical transportation company here called Advance Mobility Incorporated. And what's interesting about this company is that state records show that it first registered with the state of Minnesota in 1999.
And they have been in business for over 26 years.
Yes, correct.
So we're going to go inside.
They must have...
Damn, they've been scamming since 1999, ladies and gentlemen.
A lot of vehicles.
So this is Advanced Mobility 2833, boarded up. All these windows are covered right here. We're gonna see if we can go.
Why does it look like a trap house? These Somalis are running the trap house scam in Minnesota?
Inside. There's a bunch of shops in here. We have money transferring shop. We got clothes in here. There's a coffee shop. Let's see. Advanced Mobility is in here. We got spices. Is Advanced Mobility here?
These Somalis made a whole palace trap house. He's coming in the trap house of the Somalis talking about Advanced Mobility. Man, Nick Shirley definitely needs to get his security up. He's going to enemy territory talking about Advanced Mobility. They trapping out the band though. They scamming.
You know 224? I don't think you guys are allowed to record it.
Do you know where Advanced Mobility is?
Suite 224.
She's recording over there, so. Suite 224. Do you guys know where Advanced Mobility is? Do you guys know where Advanced Mobility is?
Advanced Mobility?
Yeah, we're looking for it. Never heard of it?
These Somalis never heard of no damn Advanced Mobility. It's the first time hearing it out of Nick Shirley's mouth. But see, what's crazy work is if they're trying to run a scam, wouldn't you think the higher ups is supposed to inform the Somalis? If somebody comes and asks, what is your place of business? What is the name of the business that you're running? Say it's Advanced Mobility. But you want to talk about you never heard of it. So they don't even give 2 F's to educate the Somalis of the scam. They're scamming so much, they're used to it. Crazy work.
My name is Nick Shirley. We're just looking for Advanced Mobility. Where's Advanced Mobility at?
We don't care about Advanced Mobility.
That's what we're asking for. All right, we're looking for Advanced Mobility. Nobody can help us right now. We got a whole group of people trying to get us out of here. We're looking for Advanced Mobility.
I don't care about
Advanced Mobility doesn't exist.
Get the f*** out of here, man. Get out. You need to get out. You need to get out.
Now they're pushing us out of here.
Get out.
So Nick Shirley went into the scammers trap house talking about Advanced Mobility. These Somalis never heard of no Advanced Mobility. The only thing they heard of was wire transfer and scam.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Where's Advanced Mobility at?
We don't care about Advanced Mobility.
That's what we're asking for.
Get out. Get out.
Would you like to give a statement on where advanced mobility is?
No, go ahead. Get out. We don't care.
So advanced mobility is not anywhere here. We're leaving, sir. Would you like to give a statement on what's happening here in Minnesota?
You make stuff up. This is a lie. I don't care. Who do you work for? Who do you work for? No, who do you work for?
Nick Shirley.
Who do you work
This
for?
is Nick Shirley, sir.
I don't care about Nick Shirley. That's you.
Yes, sir.
Who do you work for?
For Nick Shirley.
I don't care about Nick Shirley.
That's who he's working for today, Nick Shirley.
Why is he attacking the old man? Talking about you don't care who you are. He said who he was. Now you're attacking the old man? What a coward. You want to attack the old man, David. These Somalis, man. How about you go to the younger Nick Shirley? He's going to the direction of David. That's a low blow, man. Trash.
This is from the
We
state
don't
of
care. We don't care
Minnesota.
about that. Get out of here.
Stop here.
And see, you guys say I can't film, but look at you guys filming. You can do that. You can film here. Advanced mobility doesn't exist.
Well, so what was interesting was we walked in there, and on the state's website, it says it's in suite 224, but it's a one-story building. None of the suites had the number 2 on them. It doesn't.
None of the suites even had the number 2. So they don't even give 2 Fs at this point. They're just saying whatever just to get the scam through. None of the suites had the number 2, but on paper, they talking about suite 2. Crazy word.
Exist. And it's been registered since 1999, and it doesn't exist.
All right, next location, David.
Since 1999, they've been scamming and it doesn't exist?
Stop it.
Man.
Get some help.
Where are we at?
We're at what's called Ray's, R-A-Y-Z Transportation, LLC.
And this is Ray's Transportation. We're on a street. There's no
Ray's Transportation Scam LLC.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
no parking lot for any transportation vehicles. We'll see what happens. This is the address for Ray's Transportation. Let's see if anybody is here. Is Ray's Transportation here, sir?
I don't know. Transportation place. There's no transportation places here.
Oh.
Nobody knows where the transportation. There is no transportation. The only transportation that's going on is the money wire transfer of scamming.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Okay, well.
It's just Ray's.
Healthcare places.
R-A-Y-Z.
Well, I think it's confirmed.
And what's crazy work, ladies and gentlemen, is once again, the victim is the United States citizen taxpayer. That is the victim. This has been going on for 20 plus years, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, it's a pyramid scheme because once again, the Somalis can't even get the name of the building right. So how are they going to come up with the idea to scam? So it's obviously people higher up getting exposed, such as Tim Walz has to resign, actually drop out of his race of governor for his 3rd term. Looks like a duck, quack like a duck. It's a duck, ladies and gentlemen.
We're not here, David. So it's confirmed that Ray Transportation, all of these transportation companies, they're kind of like ghost companies. They exist on paper, but they don't actually exist in person. Would you like to see?
All these companies are ghost companies. They're on paper, but they don't exist. Crazy work. And once again, these Somalis, the consequence, what's going to happen? I believe they should go through the judicial system, as trash as it is. At least that's some type of punishment, because if they get deported, is that really a punishment? Because let's be real, let's keep it a bean. The true victim here is the taxpayer. That's the one that's getting the shit end of the stick.
See anybody in the government here held accountable?
Most definitely, because there can definitely be an allocation of funds.
And what's your message to Tim Walz?
Make a change, because there's definitely, even when it comes down to like the key.
Many Minnesotans, I have to tell you, I was glad to turn the page on 2025. It was an extraordinarily difficult year for our state, and it ended on a particularly sour note. For the last several,
like, we need spaces for the things that are going on that they're not doing. We need these type of spaces for it. Now, this is some crazy stuff, but I'm glad that you bring a light to it. It is a crazy, interesting situation.
Hey, what's up? What you got going on, man?
Hey.
The false narrative that you be going on is some nonsense.
You should get in your car.
You should not be doing that, right? You are creating misinformation. This is not fair. It's not fair for the American people to be doing that. It's not fair. It's not fair what you mean. You cannot be doing that. You're not being fair.
How?
This country is built on fairness. You're not being fair. You cannot come into the community and be doing that.
So we shouldn't allow fraud to be happening.
You cannot be coming in the community. You cannot be the community exposing the scam that I'm doing. You cannot be coming in the community. How dare you come in the community and expose the scam that I'm doing? How dare you do that? How dare you expose
Crazy
the
stuff.
community?
But I'm glad that you bring a light to it. It is a crazy, interesting situation.
Hey.
The false narrative that you be going on is a nonsense.
You should get in your car because
you should not be doing that, right? You are creating misinformation. This is not fair. It's not
Creating misinformation. So what is the misinformation that y'all are committing? Fraud? That you're scamming? That you have a child daycare service with not a single child in the building? You can't even get the name of the building correct, talking about learning center with no end.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
So what is the misinformation?
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
fair for the American people to be doing that. It's not fair. It's not fair what you mean. You cannot be doing that.
What's not fair is that you're scamming, but everybody else has to work. It's the first time that people even heard of this story. So they think they're in the wrong profession. You have people saying, man, I should have been scamming just like the Somalis. If it's this easy, then I should scam too. You got people working, living an honest living. Meanwhile, y'all scamming in American territory. That's some crazy work. Crazy work. Talking about it's not fair. No, what's not fair is that people actually got to live an honest living to pay the bills. But your ass is getting millions of billions of dollars? Stop the cap.
Get some help.
You're not being fair.
How?
This country is built on fairness. You're not being fair. You cannot come into the community and be doing that.
So we shouldn't allow fraud.
You cannot be coming in the community and doing that. You cannot be exposing the scam. Let things be. Let me scam in peace.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Be happening, right?
Let the legal system do its job.
Well, it's failed.
We got a governor. We got an attorney general. Let them do the job. You're not in a position to do the job. You're not a prosecutor. If you want to run for office, go ahead, run for office. But you cannot be doing this. This is misinformation.
What is he doing? He's walking around the city, going to these establishments underneath the Secretary of State, talking about Safari Transportation Service, but he's pulling up to a mailbox.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
They got the scam underneath the name of a mailbox. They're scamming so much they ran out of Somalis. They're putting the scam underneath a mailbox, ladies and gentlemen. That's some crazy work. That's like getting a car and the title's underneath a mailbox. The scam is out of control.
This is misinformation.
How is it misinformation, sir? It's from the
This is what you're doing.
state
you're
of
coming
Minnesota.
You're coming everywhere. Where you coming from?
He said you're coming everywhere. Where are you coming from?
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
This man Nick Shirley is exposing the fraudsters, going to building to building, exposing these Somalis that's going on in Minnesota. Talking about you going everywhere. Where are you coming from? What you mean where he's coming from? He's exposing the fraud.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Hey. You keep the false narrative that you be going on. It's a nonsense.
You should get in your car
because you should not be doing that, right? You are creating misinformation. This is not fair. It's not fair for the American people to be doing that. It's not fair. It's not fair what you mean. You cannot be doing that. You're not being fair.
How?
This country is built on fairness. You're not being fair. You cannot come into the community and be doing that.
So we shouldn't allow fraud to be happening.
You cannot be going into the community and be exposing the scammers. Let me scam in peace.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
You cannot be coming in the community.
I gave it all for fantasy.
Right?
Let the legal system do its job.
Well, it's failed.
We got a governor. We got an attorney general. Let them do the job. You're not in a position to do the job.
Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
A prosecutor. If you want to run for office, go ahead, run for office. But you cannot be doing this. This is misinformation. This is misinformation.
How is it misinformation, sir? It's from the
This is what you're doing.
state
You're
of
coming
Minnesota.
You're coming everywhere. Where you coming from?
You coming everywhere. Where you coming from?
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
What you mean? Where you coming from? He's exposing the fraud. Talk about where you coming from.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
see what I mean? We're talking about the facts that's happening here.
This man said you're coming everywhere. Where you coming from? That part has me weak, ladies and gentlemen. Where you coming from? You're coming everywhere.
If you want to run for office, go ahead, run for office. But you cannot be doing this. This is misinformation. This is defamation.
How is it misinformation?
This is misinformation. This is defamation. Yo, this guy. Where is this? Yo, keep that same energy to show that you're not scamming. Just show the paperwork. All this rah-rah could be put to rest if you show the documentation that you are legit. Women lie, men lie, numbers don't. Show that you actually do have children in these daycare services. Show that you actually do have clients in these transportation services. Show that you are legit. But you want to pull up to the guy talking about this is defamation. This is abomination.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
So it's from the
This is what you're doing.
state
You're
of
coming
Minnesota.
You're coming everywhere. Where you coming from?
You coming everywhere. Where you coming from?
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is hilarious.
You see what?
This scamming is not hilarious. The excuses are hilarious.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
I mean, we're talking about the facts that's happening here.
You can't. It's Southside. It's my turf. Get it.
Sir, so we were just having.
Whoa, the Somalis are taking over Minnesota, talking about the South Side. This is your turn?
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
And look at Buddy here, scared for his life.
A civil conversation. That guy hopped out of his car in the middle of the road. In the middle of the road about the fraud that's happening. And he's saying that I'm the bad guy for showing light of what's happening here.
Buddy to the left with the hoodie did not know he was going to get rolled up on by a Somali. He decided he was going to have an interview with Nick Shirley, have his time to shine on YouTube. And now he's like, man, I didn't even sign up for this, man. I live here in Minnesota. You have security. I don't.
They're passionate people. They don't want this type of stuff either going on or be brought to light. So
he thought that woman that was walking behind him was a threat. He's shook.
That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna it's a very tight-knit community.
You saw it firsthand how crazy it gets out here. He hopped out in the middle of the intersection. So this isn't about race. You're a black guy. They're black, right? We don't have no ill feeling.
Absolutely. It's not about race. It's not about religion. It's about the scam. It's about the taxpayer getting the shit in of the stick. Meanwhile, these Somalis are getting millions and billions of dollars. You got to stop the cap. They're trying to move the narrative. They're trying to guilt trip. They're trying to move the goalposts talking about Muslims are getting attacked. Stop the cap. This gaslighting is so childish. To talk about religion, first of all, Allah did not tell you to get the spelling on the building wrong.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Talking about quality learning center with no end. Stop the cap.
Thanks towards you by any means. We're talking about the fraud that's happening. So God bless you, sir, and thank you very much. Why are we doing this?
So we're doing this, A, because it's the right thing to do. The people of Minnesota and
Absolutely. And sometimes the right thing to do is the hardest because Nick Shirley and the man David, they have bread, but they're putting their lives on the line to expose the fraud. So if you can't live for something, then what's the point of living? So they're doing God's work. With that being said, they need to increase the security because they're putting themselves in hostile territory to expose fraud. And wherever there's money involved, that just goes without being said, ladies and gentlemen. Increase the security ASAP, Nick Shirley.
people of America want this done. Fraud is fraud. And when we try and talk with these people and say, look, the main reason we're doing this is to find out why are all these checks being written by the state of Minnesota for companies that don't even exist. That's what we're trying to figure out. It's
writing checks for places that don't even exist. These ghost companies pulling up underneath the Secretary of State, pulling up to a transportation service, but finding nothing but a mailbox. That's some crazy work.
not a race issue. It's a fraud issue, and fraud is fraud.
And so what most people don't understand about this fraud is it is literally in the entire state of Minnesota. It's not just in one part of Minneapolis.
Right, and so I think what happens is the people in the suburbs of Minneapolis and St. Paul, they get lulled into a false sense of security because they say, oh, that's in Minneapolis, it doesn't affect us, or that's in St. Paul. And we're showing that this fraud spreads throughout the entire state of Minnesota, including all of the suburbs. And we're going to bring to light exactly what's going on in those respective suburbs.
And so what's happening in this suburb of St. Louis Park?
Well, this is one of the Somali NEMT, non-emergency medical transportation.
Yo, how many scams is going through Somalis in Minnesota? That's some crazy work, ladies and gentlemen. Minnesota has been scamming like this for how long? 20 plus years? Scamming the taxpayer and the higher-ups, seeing the loophole, claiming it's a business, a transportation service, but in reality, when Nick Shirley and David, the gentleman to the right, pulls up to these establishments, it's nothing but the opposite that was seen underneath the Secretary of State. This has been going on for how many years, ladies and gentlemen? Taxpayers, once again, they are the true victim because these Somalis, they're going to get deported. So what is the true punishment? I believe they should get the punishment in the United States, but we got to get them out of here. It's a double-edged sword.
Companies that's registered with the state of Minnesota in St. Louis Park. And so let's see if this one actually exists.
This is the location of Crescent Transportation. We have no vans outside right now. Does not look like any vans are outside. Let's go inside, see if Crescent Transportation.
How you a transportation service, but you don't have a single vehicle outside your building?
I be trying to laugh with the boat.
They don't give two F's at this point, ladies and gentlemen. So it's obvious. They're just saying something on paper just to get the money laundering, the money transfer through. But in reality, it's not nothing close to what they're saying on paper.
Exists. Here we are, and it's an apartment complex. There's no sign.
They put up to an apartment complex, and so they don't even care about the address at this point. So they're saying they're a transportation service, and they pull up to the same address underneath the Secretary of State, underneath Minnesota, and it's an apartment.
Signage of any Crescent Transportation Company. Once again, another fraudulent business where they don't even have a storefront to show where they're at. This is an apartment complex. So this is an apartment complex right here?
Yeah.
And have you ever seen Crescent Transportation out here?
Nope.
And what do you think about the fraud taking place here in Minnesota?
Huh? I'm a taxpayer. I don't like it.
What's your message to all the fraudsters?
Prosecute their ass. Take them to jail.
And how do you feel knowing that, for instance, right here, a transportation company that receives money from the government is not even here? It's an apartment complex.
I just said I don't like it. I'm a taxpayer. I work hard for my money. People out here fraud, they should go to jail.
And should Tim Walz go to jail?
Oh, he cricket too, huh? All them cricket, all the politicians. My daddy ain't never liked none of them.
So that man right there just confirmed that this is an apartment complex.
An organized group of criminals have sought to take advantage of this state's generosity. And even as we make progress in the fight against the fraudsters, we now see an organized group of...
I be trying to laugh with the bows.
One of the daycare centers are saying, hey, you know, we don't have the paperwork anymore. Take a listen.
I be trying to laugh with the bows.
Unfortunately, we saw that there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone. There were also checkbooks that were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from our book. This is devastating news, and we don't know why this is targeting our Somali community, as one video made by a specific individual made this all happen.
So the cities have specific rules governing operating businesses out of apartments. They do not allow transportation companies to park vehicles in an apartment parking lot. None of the cities in the Twin Cities allow that.
Because even if you were to be running a transportation company out of your apartment, there's nowhere to park the cars.
Well, where are they? There aren't any. Crescent, I don't see anything with Crescent on it anywhere.
More fraud taking place here.
So this is called Hopkins Child Care Center. This facility is licensed to hold 118 children. So this should be a really big facility. And this year alone, they have received $2.25 million from the state of Minnesota. And last year, they received $1.92 million from the state of Minnesota. And this facility, in the past 5 years, has been in the top 10 for the most money received from the state of Minnesota.
So there should be plenty of children. There should be footprints of children walking in and out.
This should be a very busy place, yes.
So this right here is Hopkins Child Care Center. They're receiving over $2 million a year. All of the windows are completely blacked out. You can't even get in. And for a place that's supposed to have over 100 children, there's no footprints anywhere going into the store. And it's locked, midday right now. This is the back side of the daycare. We're ringing the doorbell right now. See if anybody comes. Hello, sir, how are you doing? How are you doing? Yes, sir.
Get out.
Okay, listen.
Get out. This is our business.
Hear each other, okay?
What are you looking for?
We don't care what you do on the parking lot.
Go this side. This is private.
I can be here in the parking lot.
No. You don't be here.
Wait, can we ask you about the daycare? It's all right. It's all right. Can we ask you about the daycare?
No. I don't care, Ken.
Sir, I'm not racist. I'm asking
No. You don't ask me nothing.
$2.25 million.
Get out, you guys. Get out.
$2.5 million.
Get out.
This is a business.
Get out, hey. Get out. What are you looking for?
We're asking. We just want to
get out.
ask you about 2.2.
But in the back, it's like, please stop, because you're exposing a scam. Get out. Aren't you a daycare service? But you running a trap house.
$5 million.
Get out, guys. Get out.
You cannot do that.
Get out. No, you cannot. You cannot do that.
Where?
Get out.
This is.
Get out. No. Get out. Get out. No.
Sir.
You have to get out. This is our property. Get out.
Why? Can I ask you about the daycare? I have the paperwork right here.
No. Get out.
What's the need for $2.25 million for a daycare?
Get out.
Can you answer the question?
Get out. No, I don't ask you any question.
You can't.
Get out.
You can't answer the question.
Get out. No. Who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
No, I don't give a shit. Get out.
You just asked who he was. He told you, and then you talk about you don't give a shit.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Man, making Somalis look terrible. This is a child daycare service. First of all, why is the only man in a child daycare service? Second of all, why the hostility? Aren't you supposed to be in the same building of children? Third of all, why is the building blacked out like a trap house?
Yeah, could you answer the question?
No, I don't.
What's the need for $2.25 million for a daycare?
No. $1 million. Don't worry about it. Get out.
Okay.
Get out.
And it's licensed for 118 children.
Get out.
But I don't see any footprints of any children here. I don't see any footprints of any children here.
Get out. Guys, get out. No, you're not asking nothing, man.
I'm just asking you about what we're seeing here.
No, get out. Get out our business. Get out.
Sir,
this is not property.
You have millions.
Get out of our scam business. Get out. Get out of our scam business. You're exposing the scam.
People watching right now. Can you say what's the need for $2.25 million? And where are the 118 children?
Get out.
Sir, I'm just asking a simple question.
Motherfucker. Man, you the one that's scamming.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Where is the proper documentation to show that you are a legitimate company? He's coming to your place of business trying to enroll his imaginary kid, and you want to talk about get out. What kind of business is that?
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Oh, wait. It's not a business. It's a scam. And they're surprised that he's even pulling up to enroll his imaginary kid. So this energy is supposed to be towards showing that you actually are legit, but you want to talk about get out. Stop the cat.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Yo, hit dogs holler, ladies and gentlemen.
Get out! No, you don't ask me any question. Get out!
You have the opportunity to answer the question.
No. You can't ask me nothing. Get out! Get out of the business, man. Get out! Get out, man. Get out!
Sir,
Get out!
just answer the question.
No.
Just answer
Get
the
out!
question.
No, get out! Leave.
Sir, just answer the simple question.
Hey, don't
What?
touch me. Don't touch me.
You YouTube, man. Get out!
All right, code word has been given. We're out.
Get out!
All right, we gotta get out of here.
Get out!
Sir, just answer the question. Where are the children? No footprints of any children around here. No footprints of any children.
Nick's really talking about the footprints.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
These Somalis are stressed out. He's talking about there's no footprints.
They can't even answer the question. We gave them so many opportunities. We gave them plenty of opportunities to just answer some simple questions. Millions of people are watching right now.
They came out with guns blazing. All we want to know is where are the children? 118 children, no footprints in the snow. All of their vehicles were sitting there with 2 feet of snow on them. They haven't moved in months.
The windows are all blacked out.
Yeah.
It's the same thing at all these daycares. 4 men came out. Yet they couldn't answer the simple question. We had it right here. 118 children. $2.25 million is here.
Welcome to Minnesota.
Now this daycare center, how much money has this one received?
So this this child care center is called Proud Child Care Center, and it's in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, which is a very high income area. It's a further out suburb from Minneapolis, but there are a lot of multi-billion-dollar homes right in this neighborhood. And this child care got $1.25 million in funding in fiscal year 2025. It got $1.08 million last year. It opened in 2021. Let's go see if we can find any kids.
There should be at least 40 children here. Looking at the snow prints, does not look like there's any snow prints of any young children. And all of these windows are completely blacked out. Let's see if we could just talk to somebody. Could I enroll my son Joey into daycare here? Well, do you have the paperwork where I can enroll a child? Who are you? Oh, my name's Nick Shirley. I was wondering if I could enroll a child. I have a son named Joey.
Who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
So where you come from?
Yeah, I'm just coming out and seeing if I could enroll my child, Joey. We just want to get a statement as to why this daycare needs $1.26 million, and if it's even possible to enroll somebody like my child, my imaginary child, Joey. No, you guys can't give a clear statement, or could you even give me a paper to enroll a child into the daycare? Just to show.
That's not your business. He's trying to enroll his kid in the daycare, and the receptionist or whoever the worker inside a daycare service, she's talking about that's not your business. What type of response is that?
That you guys are a legit business. It would debunk all claims if you could just give me a piece of paper saying where to enroll a child. You can't do that. Okay.
So these Somalis are just house sitting, but when somebody actually comes to the place of business requesting service, they can't even show proper documentation that they're legit. That's some crazy work. All these allegations can be put to rest if you show the numbers. Once again, women lie, men lie, numbers don't. But they want to talk about they're getting attacked for being Muslim. Stop the cap, moving the goalposts.
Well, thank you very much, and I hope this place actually is holding 47 children because you guys are receiving $1.26 million in this year alone. So have a great rest of your day. They won't even give us a paper to enroll a child. Could have debunked all their claims. They can't even do it. One of the big talks about the fraud is about Quality Learning Center. It's a daycare that has received $1.9 million. It's licensed for over 99 children. And instead of quality learning, it says quality leering outside. But the big controversy about the quality.
How you don't get the name of the business where you're scamming at correct? So you're already scamming. So you're going to have to cross your T's, dot your I's. It's going to have to be highly alert. There cannot be any errors. Cannot leave a paper trail. And when you pull up to this place of business where they're scamming at, initially you look at the sign and the spelling is misspelled. That's some crazy work. Who is going to enroll their kid in a place called Quality Learning Center?
Learning Center is that Somalians, after the video went live, they all of a sudden started shuffling children into the daycare, but at the same time.
Oh, wow. They're finding random kids on the street, making it seem like they are actually a daycare center. That's some crazy.
Stop it. Get some help.
First of all, where is CPS? Where did they find these kids from? Because before the building was vacant, now all of a sudden hundreds of kids are in this building. Stop the cap.
I gave it all for fancy.
The Commissioner of Children of Minnesota was on a live stream saying they had closed the daycare a week ago.
Quality Learning Center closed just over a week ago.
How much money has this place all received? And what's...
So this is the one that's licensed for 99 children. This fiscal year, they've received $1.9 million.
99 children, but it's not a single soul in the building. And they're getting millions of dollars, and they can't get the name, they can't get the spelling on the building correct, ladies and gentlemen.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
They can't even get the spelling on the building correct, but they're getting millions of dollars. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about y'all, but at my 9 to 5, if I mess up, there are consequences. But they can get the spelling on the building wrong and get millions of dollars in America. Crazy work. Let me go to the poll. Speaking of America, so we have 236 votes. 89% voted yes. 11% voted no. I want to thank every single one of y'all in the building. Do me a favor, double tap the screen to like the live. We are coming 3 in the morning Eastern time. And also subscribe to this platform so you will be notified when I do go live, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back into the content.
And in fiscal year 2024, they had received about 2.2 million, so about 4 million in the last 2 fiscal years.
We're up in the Quality Learning Center.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to have to cop one of these hoodies. Even if you don't rock hoodies, this is going to have to be a souvenir. This is a classic. This is a part of the culture now, ladies and gentlemen. Quality Learning Center with no "and" in sight. I be trying to laugh with the bros. That's hilarious. You can't make that up. 1-800-FRAUD.
I be trying to laugh with the bros. 800 fraud, as now it had been confirmed that this place was closed down, and now they're shuffling children into the daycare.
So Tiki Brown said this facility was closed.
Oh, she said a week ago.
And now magically it's full of cars. So how can it be closed if people are coming and going?
Fraud. Why do you have everybody here?
Yeah. Okay, this is the owner right here.
They can record. We can get off the property. Okay.
So you guys can record. So how come they said this building was closed? We're trying to speak to the owner. They won't even answer a simple question. Look, now he's going inside.
Sir, don't run though.
So they're saying the building is closed, but they still want to run a scam, so they're keeping the building open.
Look suspicious when you run, brother. And you can smile, but bro.
Sir, I'm right here.
He's right here to speak to you.
I'm right here.
Don't do that. Oh,
you can't defend the fraud.
Oh, come on, at the daycare, do it. Hey, not at the daycare, doing the middle finger though.
At the daycare, throwing up the finger. And you're supposed to run a daycare service, right? So how does that look? Even if you was legit, right? Why would you throw up the middle finger at a daycare service? How does that make sense? I be trying to laugh with the bros. So these Somalis don't care because it's not used for a daycare service. It's used for scamming. Nobody pulls up to these places. So they're surprised that somebody's actually holding them accountable. Talking about they're closed, but they reopened. It was never closed to begin with.
We have like 100 cameras on it. Now, both of these people have interesting ties with politicians inside of Minnesota. For instance, the man who's running the daycare, he was celebrating with Mayor Fry after he won re-election of mayor inside of Minneapolis.
What, ladies and gentlemen? Hold on. So the guy that's running his daycare was celebrating with the mayor, and they're not intertwined. It so happened the same Derek, the Quality Learning Center with a missing N in learning. Can't even get the spelling right. Is it a coincidence that they're in the hot seat? Stop the cap.
And then this lady right here seems to be a friend of Ilhan Omar, as she has photos with her outside of the restaurant, and she also has videos of her giving a tour to a separate daycare to Mayor Fry. It really makes you wonder why these politicians haven't fought against the fraud, knowing.
Go to work. To the left. Take it back there, y'all. One hop this time, boom. One hop this time, boom. Right foot, let's start. Pow. Left foot, let's start. Boom. Charlie Brown. Boom, 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 boom. Cause I ain't doing that. I be trying to laugh with the bros. Order. I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Like Quality Learning Center. Meanwhile, they're taking photos and celebrating with them at events. What's your message, people, on the fraud here in Minnesota?
This is part of the cover-up. They're trying to cover their tracks. So let me say this on camera. If you can prove that any of the information that I have here is false, I'll give you $100,000 cash. Okay.
Oh man, David popping his shit. He talking about, I got $100K if you could show me that you're legit. Put your money where your mouth is. But they're not going to take that offer because they are scamming.
Any of it's false or inaccurate in any way. Anybody want to take me up? And if you can't prove it, you have to give me $100.
So you saying all that's real?
100%. I'll give you $100,000 if you can disprove my information.
See, they all went silent. Silent.
Huh? Anybody? Your $100 versus my 100,000 cash.
They're all silent. What do you think about the fraud here?
Hey, the fraud here in Minnesota, I ain't gonna lie, it's crazy. Like, what do you mean specifically? What do you mean?
Yeah, how do you feel about this daycare, for instance, receiving $1.9 million? And they couldn't even spell learning right. They spelled leering.
Hey, man, Somalis, they're an interesting creature. I'm not gonna lie, I can't say too much. I'm already too hot. But, I mean, Tim Walz, you gotta solve this.
You can't say too much. You're already too hot. My guy, who are you? Talking about you're already too hot. No, what you're trying to say is that you don't want to say too much because you reside in Minnesota and you don't have security like Nick Shirley. Because when the camera's off, it's just you and these streets. That's what you're trying to say. Talking about you already hot, can't say too much. Stop the cap.
This stuff, Minnesota really cracked down on this because they've been doing this for years. So
should Tim Walz be prosecuted?
Hell yeah.
And at this point, you're probably wondering where all the millions and billions of dollars has gone. Well, it's been well tracked that a lot of the money, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, has been funneled through TSA at the airport inside of Minnesota. It's been
millions of dollars has been funneled through TSA, which is the airport, ladies and gentlemen. So they are transferring, they are sending money through the airport. So my question is, what is TSA? Because when I fly, ladies and gentlemen, I can't even bring lotion on board. I mean, I try to get a couple things on carry-on, and they made me throw away my Christmas presents in the trash. I had to look at my presents thrown away in the trash. I just received the gifts, but because you can't have an open container of anything, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how strict it is. So if they're as strict as they are, how are you transferring, funneling millions of billions of dollars through the airport? I think there's somebody in the airport. They told somebody in the airport, hush, hush, and we'll give you a little something on the side. Because come on now, they're extremely strict in the airport. Millions and billions of dollars went unaccounted for. Stop the cap.
well tracked and documented. Even in 2017, there was reports coming from the local Fox News station, and I was actually able to meet up with a whistleblower who used to work as an agent at TSA on the side of narcotics, and he saw millions of dollars go through TSA.
And what kind of fraud did you see take place here in Minnesota?
So I worked for the airport police for 31 years. 24 of those years I worked in narcotics at MSP Airport. And my recollection was from about 2015-16 to 2021 when I retired. I would get emails from our dispatch saying like 2 male Somali descent individuals. They would give us their names. They claimed the cash, that they had a large amount of cash at the checkpoints. We'd get all this information in an email, and I believe they would send it right away. So TSA would contact our dispatch telling us this, then our dispatch would relay the info via email to us.
And how much was the money?
The money, the smallest amount in a suitcase that I heard was like $750,000. But generally, it was
$750K was the smallest amount that he heard is being transferred in these TSA airports. $750K, ladies and gentlemen, that's just one instance. That means billions of dollars for sure. Billions of dollars has been through these airports, TSA, going unaccounted for. And you know what's crazy? These billions of dollars, these billions, not millions, billions, is through the taxpayer. These Somalis, these government officials, these higher-ups are finessing. Tim Walz has to stop from dropping the governor for his third race. It looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Why are you resigning? Why are you stopping from being governor? It just so happened this scam is going on underneath your reign, and now you want to resign. No, my guy, come here. You're going to be held accountable. Also, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comments, is Tim Walz, is he going to get prison time, or somehow is he going to walk away free? Because money talks.
It was anywhere from $1 million to $6 million in a suitcase. And there usually was As far as I can remember, there was always 2 individuals traveling. So you would have maybe one guy with 2.2 million and another guy with 3.
2.2 million, and other guy with 3? No, they was trapping out the bando off these daycare services, off these fake transportation services, millions of dollars, not thousands. They got greedy. They're scamming billions. But in reality, we pull up to these locations, it's nothing but a mailbox.
3 million. And
at airports, you're able to take $10,000 without declaring it. How are these guys able to take millions of dollars?
Because as far as I know, as long as they declared it, they were fine.
So these Somalis are declaring millions of dollars in TSA through the airport. Nobody's second guessing thought, how in the hell is a Somali a millionaire? That's what I'm saying. Ladies and gentlemen, somebody in that airport was paid to hush mouth and let these Somalis pass through. There's no way they was able to smuggle millions among billions of dollars through the airport and not get caught up. Stop the cab.
So then TSA would contact HSI and Customs, and I'm sure they got the information. We got the information. My administration knew about it, and I trust that they sent that on to higher state officials on this, but nothing was ever done the whole time I was there. I talked to one individual. We were going after narcotic cash leaving the airport. This was always fraud. We had no nexus to that this cash was related to narcotics. So our hands were kind of tied. We couldn't do a whole lot.
How do you suspect these Somalians had millions of dollars to move in an airport?
We would rack our heads all the time, like, where are they getting this? Where in the world are they getting this money? And
they're getting it from the government officials. That's where they're getting the money from, the money laundering, the money transfer. That's where they're getting. They're not getting this shit on their own, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pyramid scheme. And now this pyramid scheme is getting exposed. I want to thank every single one of y'all in the building. Let me know your take of the situation in the comment section.
And I had heard about these daycares and whatnot, but I mean, I thought at the time, okay, maybe they had 10 daycares, but apparently they have a lot.
God damn, look at the scam. This is underneath all these businesses, bro, underneath the same building, ladies and gentlemen. That's like 14 different scams underneath the same roof.
I gave it all for
More than that. We were all just racking our heads trying to figure this out.
So you openly saw just millions of dollars get moved through these airports?
I saw one time. I saw an open suitcase with the cash because we were looking into seeing if it was narcotics related, which it was not.
How much money do you think?
Millions of dollars. They are taking account for the millions of dollars, so you don't second guess them and they get away with it. I don't believe that. Once again, I believe somebody in the airport was told to let these Somalis pass through. Come on now.
Move through the airport in your time?
Millions, literally millions and millions. I mean, we're talking for a good 5-6 years, you're talking, I don't know, 5 to 6 million a week. It would happen twice a week. You would get twice a week where there would be somebody flying, 2 people flying out with $1 to 2 to 3 to 4 or $5 million twice a week, every week, without fail.
And where were those people traveling to?
Millions of dollars twice a week. For years. And the victim, once again, is a taxpayer, not the Somalis.
So this is the word I got, that they would fly to Atlanta, take a flight from Atlanta to Dubai, and then apparently what I had heard was it was
Atlanta to Dubai with the bread in a suitcase?
It's too busy or too dangerous to go any further with it, so they'd wire the money to Somalia. Whether they scraped a whole bunch off the top and did that, I don't know.
Wow, so they take the money from Minnesota, take it to Atlanta, and then take it to Dubai, and then from Dubai they then wire the money.
Correct. I don't know that for sure, but that's what I was told by other investigators.
So all the taxpayers' dollars were getting funneled through the airports
and then taken to Dubai to be sent to Somalia.
Yes. Yes. It appears that's how it all went down. Yes.
Wow. From Atlanta to Dubai, then wire transferred, all because of Tim Walz. Well, not because of him, but he was the governor. I'm pretty sure there's others that was involved. But how are you the governor and you don't know that millions of dollars is being scammed out of your own city? Come on now, stop the cap.
The country to raise a family. They've already begun trying to laugh with the funds that were meant to help families afford child care. And they have no intention of stopping there. Make no mistake, we should be concerned about fraud in our state government. I be trying to laugh with the programs and services if we can't earn the public's trust. That's why over the past few years, we've made systemic changes in the way we do business. We've gone to the legislature.
You made the change. No, you decided to be a scammer. Talking about you made the change.
All of these federal programs, who's getting the federal funding, and because of the increased oversight and the auditing, one of the daycare centers are saying, hey, you know, we don't have the paperwork anymore. Take a listen.
Unfortunately, we saw that there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was done. There were also checkbooks that were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from our book.
What?
This is devastating news.
Bro, what are you talking about,
man? We don't know why this is targeting our Somali community.
And these politicians are just walking off, thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump, they want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired. My people are suffering. I'm scared for my little brother. My people are suffering, and these people just walk off. We have a governor who fucking doesn't care. How many more people are gonna freaking die? How many more people are gonna go homeless? And how many more people are gonna be trafficked in our freaking system?
Make that bitch make 10. Or do you need to embarrass me to get your views up, bro? Do you need to drag me, humiliate me, ask me all my business, and put my shit on for these little punk ass niggas that delete my messages, Pippi and y'all? Or, I ain't even a hateful person, bro. I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Motherfuckers ain't in love with the game. Y'all don't respect the game. That's why y'all never beat the game.
Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Go to work. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time, boom. One hop this time, boom. Right, let's start. How? Let's start. Boom. Charlie Brown. Boom, 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 boom. Cause I ain't doing that. Order.
I be trying to laugh.